I barely made it.
If you want a game but don't want to buy all the consoles,
You're cheap. Also, you might be in the market for OnLive. There's that.
OnLive knows that not everyone has a high-end gaming PC and every console at home, which is why they released their cloud gaming system. All you do is connect the black box to a broadband internet connection, and you'll have games like Assassin's Creed 2, Borderlands, and Batman Arkham Asylum all on your TV and in high definition. The box itself is $100, and you can also play on your PC for free, but the games range in price.
Now, OnLive calls their box a micro console, which is appropriate. It's about the size of your hand, HDMI output, 2 USB ports for controllers, and it has to have a wired internet connection, so it's just plug and play?
It is plug and play, actually. Yeah, you log in and immediately drops you into the home screen where you can buy and play games. You can change your profile. Crazy.
Cool.
And you can watch other people's play, which is weird if you're into watching like I am. But like that's literally, you press a button and those are literally other players on the OnLive service, and that's literally what's on their screen at that moment.
So that's happening
you can,
right now?
Yeah, so you can press a button, go into the game that you see the way they're playing their game, and if you want, you can play it right then and there. It's incredibly intuitive. It's fun to navigate around. I know we're geeking out on the UI, but that's what we do. There's also the overlay that you just saw, which is similar to Xbox Live, where you can perform all of these functions from a shortcut button on the controller, kind of like the Xbox Gem. The interface is our favorite part of OnLive, and that's not to slight the service necessarily. It's just a really cool interface, so it was fun to navigate around.
Okay, so let's say you want to play Assassin's Creed 2. We just pick it out of the list and jump right in, right?
Candace, you made that seem too simple, yes. It does. That's it. It'll take a few moments to load up, but once you do, it'll start the game from where it actually saved automatically the last time you played it, which is nice. So you can get multiple games going. There's no discs to bother with. You just turn the service on, and any game you want, you press the button.
Oh, cool. So how fast does your internet connection have to be to give you full high-definition experience?
Here's the thing. It's got to be pretty fast. And you can't be torrenting or YouTubing, or your dad can't be on the red tubes. You have to have you pretty much have to dedicate your service, which is going to be hard for a lot of gamers out there. OnLive told us you need about a 6 megabit per second connection to play at the highest quality on a 55-inch TV. This means you'll need cable or Fios to really make it work well. And even then, you'll still see some artifacting and a little slowdown. There might be a few network interruptions while playing. If you have a rock-solid internet connection, though, it does work. And that's the beauty of that. This service is rendering in the cloud, which means your computer or theoretically your cell phone or any other display device in the near future isn't doing the processing. It's happening in the internet and sending that to the device. So it saves on processor power and everything else. You can have a $300 e-machine from a year back and still play the highest end games with the graphics all updated.
That's amazing.
Providing that your internet connection's fast enough, yeah.
Now, does the bundled controller work as well as an Xbox 360 or PS3 controller?
Not really. This is the controller they give you. It's not the worst thing I've ever put my hands on, and I've paid a lot more money to put my hands on a lot worse. But it does have these dedicated playback controls at the bottom, which is nice for these things they call brag clips. So as you're playing a game, you can literally press record and go, oh, I headshot you, haha, save, and share it with 3 people who might care. It's actually cool that they're dedicated on their controller, but it does feel a little stiff and laggy, so I think you're better off just plugging in an Xbox 360 controller or a mouse and keyboard, and it's important to note that it supports both of those, which is nice.
Cool. There are a few different ways to get games from OnLive.
Yeah.
You can rent games for 3 and 5 days for $3 to $9. Buy a full game for $4 to $50. There's also a lot of play pack. God, my mouth is not working today.
It's all right.
There's also a play pack that gives you access to a bunch of games like Prince of Persia, Fear 2, and NBA 2K10 for $10 a month.
Yeah, so this is sort of like the Netflix of gaming, or the GameFly of gaming, which is redundant. If you download the software on your Mac or PC, you won't have to actually pay the $100 for that micro console, right? It's just going to use your PC to power the software, and you'll still get access to all the games. You also won't need a very powerful machine, like I said, to play through this. Though remember, you can't turn up the graphics settings for any of the games. You're locked into what settings they give you, which are usually fairly decent. They're mid to high. On the rental side of things, I'd love to see a flat rate plan in the near future, maybe $20 a month, and you have access to all the games to rent. Right now, the $10, that sort of play pack that you mentioned, you're locked into the games that they choose that month to play.
Oh, okay.
Some of them
so
are good, some of them are throwaway. Yeah, so I'd like to see $10 a month, and then you get to decide what 10 games you want to rent for that month. I'm sure it's all a nightmare for OnLive to play nice with any of these game developers and publishers. So better games will come. I'm sure the service will improve, but for right now, that's what you get.
That's what you get. Okay, so for the service as a whole, both on PC, and for the $100 box and controller, what are we rating
Yes.
it?
On promise, I want to give it a 5 out of 5. Right now, this is the first step. It's a 3 out of 5. We feel like OnLive, look, it has a lot of potential for some people out there. It's a perfect solution. It's not quite there, mainly because the big games that everyone wants to play aren't available yet, and for most people in this country, broadband is still just pathetic at best. OnLive assured us that the games are on their way, though. In the meantime, here's the deal. Everyone should give it a shot on their computer because the service is completely free to try until the end of this week. Yes, it's the best price. So go download it, give it a try, see if you like it, and then maybe you want to invest in the micro console and play it on your TV.